Hi guys, Ian here, and today I'm going to share with you a budget gem which I found, and it is the Taurus. It is a dual dynamic driver IEM, and the retail price for this is just 23 US dollars, and it sounds much better than its price point. And today I'm going to share with you guys my thoughts and opinions about this Taurus, so stick around. Now let's first begin with the accessories. This is from KZ, so don't expect too much. This is a budget box, user guide, 3 pairs of ear tips, ear tips, alright, very typical, and the silicone cable from KZ as well. So nothing fancy when it comes to accessories. And let's take a look at the earphones itself. It looks really nice, and it comes in 3 colors: transparent, and white and black. So the one that you're looking at right now is the transparent version, and I think this is the best version because it shows off the dual dynamic driver, and this is a very unique layout, which is a horizontal dual dynamic driver structure, and this is exactly how it's being stacked up here in these earphones, and it's really unique. The faceplate is pretty standard, I would say, but yeah, it looks pretty nice and unique, I would say, for this price. It's nothing fancy. The inner shell, it comes with a built-in nozzle with its filter. So again, pretty standard affair. And you can see the driver both being stacked up here inside very clearly. And I would say the glue and the workmanship is actually pretty alright for the price that they are asking for. So nothing to complain about in terms of the design and build quality. Now let's talk about the fit and comfort, and these fit my ears very well, and so does most of KZ's earphones, which I have many, so this is no exception. It fits my ear very well, and it gives me a very good seal. So in terms of fit and comfort, they are really comfortable to wear, and it fits me pretty well. Let's talk about the main thing, which is the sound. First, let's talk about the drivability for this, and let's go into the specs, right? So this has got a frequency range of 20 to 40,000 hertz. Impedance is 36 ohms, and the sensitivity is 105. Okay. Now, in terms of drivability for this is not the easiest to drive. All right, you need a little bit more power, a bit more juice, a bit more volume, right? So I did have to crank up the volume just by a bit in order to fully push the sound out from these pair of earphones, and I would recommend to pair it with neutral sounding to natural sounding DACs. So if you have one of those, it's good to pair with these earphones. And overall, I would say, yeah, you can use it with your iPhone, your Android phone, MacBook, PCs, and they will work just fine. Now, let's talk about the tone and timbre for these. And I would say these are natural to neutral sounding, and actually pretty light in terms of the tonality, pretty lean sounding as well. So, yeah, pretty good for this price, right? Now, in terms of technical performance, and they sound really good in terms of resolution, not to a point whereby it's, you know, it to a $1,000 earphone, no, but maybe a few $100 earphone, which is quite comparable. That's the kind of clarity that I get out of these, which is just $23. All right. In terms of the sound stage, it's actually pretty wide naturally. All right, so not a very big stage, but a pretty nice, decent living room type of size, and the sound separation is pretty good and is very detailed as well, and overall the layers are there. So in terms of technical performance, I find that these outperform its price, and if you're looking for something that's budget and it's got good performance, this is the pair to go for. Okay. Right, so now let's talk about the sound signature, and I'll post my graph somewhere up here for you guys to take a look. And looking at this graph, this is actually a very good tuning for beginners, right? And of course amateurs alike, but this type of tuning you rarely find in a budget earphone. So I would say it's actually really good stepping stone for beginners, whereby you can get that kind of upmarket type of sound signature with a budget earphone. Looking at the sub bass, is actually pretty linear looking and sounding, and it does not give me a overly emphasized sub bass. The rumble is there. It's a little bit light for the rumble, and it's a little bit thin as well. So overall, it's there. When it comes in, it really comes. It's got good seismic vibrations, but I wouldn't say it's overwhelming. So pretty good for the sub bass, and I like it. They're pretty extended as well. Now, in terms of the mid bass, it's also not a very punchy or impactful mid bass. I would say is reasonable, and it's pretty good for classical listening, and I like it very much. So it's a very, very nice bass shelf, if you ask me. Now, in terms of the mid-range, I would say the mid-range is very harmonious and very balanced sounding as well. So instruments, vocals, they sound very natural. They don't have any unusual honkiness or any peaks, unnaturalness to the presentation of the vocals and instruments. They sound very nice. Male vocals, they sound natural as well. No overwhelming authority from the male vocals or any of the bass guitars or the instruments or the keyboards. So they sound really natural on this IEM. Now, in terms of peanut gain, it's also pretty natural. It's a little bit on the, I would say, intimate side, but it's not harsh. All right, there's no harshness to it, and it's pretty close to the Harman target. So in terms of the I would say transition, I would say is pretty natural as well. Female vocals, they tend to benefit from this. They got that sparkle there, the brightness, the energy, and I would say this is actually pretty reasonable when it comes to the peanut gain. You're not going to get any sharpness or any uncomfortable and unbearable transition from the mid-range to the treble. Now, talking about the treble is actually pretty tame this time. Looking at the graph, it's actually pretty alright. It's dipped down just a little bit. No sharpness, no sibilance, alright, and is pretty tolerable when it comes to the treble. And it's got a pretty good air as well, though it may sound a little bit thin and a little bit unnatural, but overall, it's got that airiness and that, you know, very tame kind of treble. So it's a very safe treble for most of us. Alright, so that's the overall graph of the Taurus, and to conclude, I would say this sounds like a $300-400 IEM, but it's just $24, and I would say it's very nice. The way KZ does it is budget friendly. It sounds great, and I would suggest, right, for those of you who are, you know, new to this hobby, or you want to get your feet wet, go get this, because you will get the taste of a $200 to $300 earphone with just $23. And for those of you who you know, already have a collection, I would say get this, and then, you know, swap out all the accessories, deck it out with a nice cable, deck it out with a nice ear tip, and this would, well, add very well to your collection of IEMs. Alright, so that's my overall thoughts and opinions about this KZ Taurus. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up, and also please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. My name's Ian. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again in my next video. Cheers.